Hello.
Welcome back. We aren't wearing the same outfits from Christmas. What are you talking about?
Never.
Couldn't be us.
No, mine's actually integral to this video, so.
True. Okay.
Okay, so today we're going to be doing some end of book.
End of year book tag.
Okay, sure. So we're gonna be just talking about some of the books we read this year based on questions.
All right, what is the best book you read this year? Mine was The Towering Sky by Catherine McGee. This is the third and final book in the Thousand Floor trilogy. Sure, that's what it's called.
I think.
I don't really know what the name of it's called, but this book was so good. The first two were both good, but this one was like the best one by far. It follows multiple POVs, and it's I can't read numbers, but it's 2119. Is that how you say that? 2119.
Yeah, you're right.
And it takes place in the future on the 1000th floor building, and it follows a bunch of characters. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything about the characters. But if you live on the top floor, it means you're, like, super rich. And then if you live on the bottom floor, it means that you're less wealthy. So it follows a bunch of different people who live in various places on the tower and their lives and how they're all intertwined. And there's romance and mystery and adventure and plot twists and everything. And it's so good. So definitely read it. The last book was so good.
My number one book of the year was Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. This is her newest YA romance release. Better Than the Movies is my all-time favorite book, and I think this low-key might be my second favorite book. One of them. But just like, she just makes her YAs, they're just so cutesy. These are childhood friends.
Okay.
To lovers, but like they haven't seen each other in a while. She like just moves back. There's hockey in it. I love hockey now. And her grandpa is like a famous hockey player, old, and he plays hockey, and he's like the new, oh, he's so good guy. And then they fake date because a picture got released of him with like holding a bong, and they're in high school. But he didn't actually like smoke or whatever. So to make his reputation look better, he's dating like the famous guy's granddaughter.
Okay.
But they also were childhood friends to lovers. Yeah.
Of course.
And it was just the cutest thing ever, and I loved it. I was giggling and kicking my feet.
Love. What is the best sequel you read this year? Mine is Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. I've only read the first two books in the series, but I think I'm going to like Daisy and Christian more than Magnolia and BJ, so I think that this was a better sequel for me just because I liked their characters a little bit better, and my opinions might change as the series go on, but that was just how I felt after reading the first two books, and I'm really invested in Daisy and Christian's story, and I hope that they have a happy ending. And also Julian, I love him, so yes.
Mine is Arch Enemies. You say Arch Enemy? No, Arch Enemies. Sorry, yeah. I didn't say that. Arch Enemies by Melissa Meyer. This is Marissa Meyer. Sorry. Oh
by me.
This is the second book in the Renegades trilogy. The Renegades trilogy follows this dystopian superhero league, and it's like there's prodigies that have special powers, and they're either born with it or like are granted it through a tragedy or whatever. And in the first book, you're following the two main characters, Adrian and Nova. Adrian's like the son of the two, his dads are gay, but like obviously he's not like person, whatever. Okay, so he's the son of the two like leaders of the Renegades, and his special ability, he can draw anything, will come to life. And then Nova is technically an anarchist, so she's like an enemy of the Renegades, but she goes undercover and into the Renegades because like they don't know her supervillain identity, whatever. So I'm really bad at explaining this. But but also, and then they like fall in love, obviously. But they're enemies. They're arch enemies. The second book was really good. It was my favorite. I loved it. I love how we developed the relationship between Nova and Adrian. The third book, I didn't really love how it ended. Like, it was fine, but like it wasn't my favorite. But this one was just so good, and I really liked the second book. My favorite out of the three of them.
All right, third question. Most surprising book of the year. I had to go with Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, and this is my my special edition, so she's beautiful. But I think it's just the most surprising because this came out when I was like in elementary school, and the like I was never like into reading during that time, but I remember like seeing the first movie in theaters, and like everyone was like so hyped up about it. And I was like, oh, I don't know if it's for me, but I heard like the books were really good. So I read the first two books so far, and then I've been watching the movies again to compare. But I really enjoy the first book. I thought it was a really strong start to the series, and it got you like really excited for the second book. It's very emotional. There's a lot of like action. There's like some romance, but like not really, which I wish there was more. But it's really good. So I think that this was the most surprising.
My most surprising could also play into the last question, and this is playing by the rules. And this is I don't know. No, it's football. I don't know what the series is called. But it's by Monica Murphy, and it's this like football trilogy about like the three siblings and like each of their romantic partners. And the first book was like okay, but it was really smutty, and I don't like smut and that much. But then this book is like just so cutie patootie. I like it because it like right away gets into the romance because you're already introduced to the characters in the first book. It's like the main football guy and then his girlfriend in the first book, and it's his younger sister and his best friend who's the quarterback. And he's like, they like always kind of had attraction to each other, but like they can't do anything because of the brother shit. But like I don't know, it was so good. I like read this in one day, and I just really I don't know, like she's just like it wasn't like a kind of like insecure, like she was very confident about like approaching him, and he's like, well yeah, I like you, but like I can't because of Knox. And then like yeah, but and then the third book was also smut again, but this one also had smut, but I really loved it. It was really good.
Okay, good to know. Favorite new author you discovered this year? Mine is Rebecca Yarros. She wrote the Fourth Wing series. She also has some like other romance books which I have not read, but I've read the first two books in the Fourth Wing series, and I just got the third one for Christmas, and I'm literally gonna read it in the beginning of the year because after how the second book ends, I've been really wanting to read the third book. But I think that she isn't like one of my favorite new authors I discovered this year because she does like fantasy romance how I like it, with like a lot of romance, but there is also fantasy, so there is like a plot and action, but it does also focus a lot on the romance. And it's cool because they're in college and you can study different things, and Violet's studying to be a dragon rider when all her life people thought that she would be a scribe. So she's like proving to people that she can be a dragon rider. And there's dragons, and they have personalities, and they talk, and if like you listen to the audiobook, like they have like different voices, and it's like so cute because there's like the big like burly manly dragon, and there's like the cute little like baby dragon, and like the voices are so cute for them, so I love them.
Mine, I would probably say is Elle Kennedy. I read The Deal this year because I heard they were making a show about it, and I wanted to read it, and I really enjoyed it. Except again the smut, but I really like just the plot in them. I get this kind of confused with the series sometimes, but also I guess this one's hockey apparently.
They're hockey, okay.
For some reason I thought it was football, but maybe I'm dumb.
I feel like there's a lot of hockey romance.
Yes.
So that makes sense. She's in her hockey romance.
But I really liked this one, and I want to read the rest of the series, but I am broke, so I will not be buying it right away. I'll probably buy like one at a time and read it every so often. But I am excited for the show. I don't know exactly when it comes out, but I'm excited. And it was good.
Your most disappointing book of the year? Mine was sadly Ruthless Vows. by Rebecca Ross. I read this in the beginning of the year because I loved Divine Rivals, and I read at the end of last year. And then I read this, and I don't know what went wrong. I think it was just a little like long for me. It was like I was a little bit bored, like it was slow moving, like some of the politics stuff I just like didn't care about, and like some of the God stuff was like confusing to me. I don't know, but I think it might have just been a me thing because I know a lot of people really like the sequel, but I just did not like it as much of the first, and I felt like it was like a little bit long, and I don't know. I just really wish that it lived up to the hype because I loved the first one so much, so I was just disappointed, and I feel like I kind of got a little bit like slumpy after it, but then I got out of that, so sad. But I still want to read more of Rebecca Ross. I know she came out with like a new book at the end of this year, so I still want to keep reading her as an author because I really liked the first one. I just don't think this one was for me.
My most disappointing book is The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. Her book, I'll Give You This One, is literally amazing. So good. The cutest book ever. Like, I loved it. And so I read this one, and I just didn't like it. Now, I feel bad saying I didn't like it because it's literally about grieving a dead sibling, but also look at what the dead sibling's name is, so it's a little triggering to me. But basically, like, her sister dies, and she, like, is sad, and she lives with like her grandma and her uncle. Like, she never knew her mom, and that's like kind of a part into it. But her grandma always said like, oh, like your mom's coming back one day. Like, it's just like how our family works. They wander and they come back or whatever. And like then her and the sister's boyfriend kind of like, because they're grieving the sister, they like start a relationship like that sometimes gets a little frisky or whatever. And then she also meets this new guy, Joe, who's like this musician guy who she kind of is falling for. So it's like technically supposed to be a love triangle, but it's not. It's really not. And it was not good. I just didn't like it. Like, I don't know. I liked the relationship with the grandma and the uncle a lot. Like the family aspect of it. I don't know, but it was just not good. And I picked this up because I wanted to cry, and I didn't really cry. Maybe like a little bit because it's sad, but not good.
Right. Favorite book to movie or TV adaptation? Okay, mine is Regretting You. I picked the movie cover for this because it's an adaptation. So the book and the movie are both very good, and I was nervous because I really liked that it ends with this book, but I did not like the movie. I don't think the movie did it justice. I think this movie was done good, and it did the book justice. It followed the book like very nicely. It stuck to the story, and it even like left out some of the parts in the books where the book got like too long. Like, it took out like the right parts in the movie. Like, it left out like the right parts, and all the actors and the actresses were like so good. The friend was the girl from That 90s Show. Mm-hmm. She played Lexi, and she was like the funniest thing ever. And obviously McKenna Grace and Nathan Thames did so good. They were so cutie, and the adults were really good too. Their relationship was like a little bit rushed, but overall it was really good. So I really enjoyed the movie and the book.
So I didn't really look, but I genuinely don't think this year I read anything and watched anything that had the same thing. Like, I still have to watch the movies. However, my favorite show that is based on a book is Heated Rivalry, which is what my shirt is from. And I will be buying the books literally like so soon. Don't even play. I just finished the first season because there's 6 books in the Game Changers. I want to say that's what the series is called, but I could be wrong. Okay. And Heated Rivalry is technically the second book, but like the first book follows a couple that we also see on the show. But I'm gonna read the whole series. Like, I don't care even about the other couples we haven't met yet. Like, I'm gonna read them all, and I love them. It's just gay hockey, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. I need to.
And I will be rewatching it.
The first 3 books have arrived, and I will be reading them right away.
All right, the most emotional book you read. I also really struggled with this one. I feel like I don't read sad books because that's just not my vibe. But I did read a self-help book this year. It's called Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nugent. I guess is how you pronounce it. I don't know. But I actually listened to it. But I think it was the most emotional book that I read because it was about like the toughest topic. It talks about how overthinking can, like how you can suffer from overthinking. So it was very like emotional in that sense, and it was very like inspirational and motivational of how to like change your thinking and like the steps that you can take, and actually had like a journal and like prompts and stuff and like things that you can do at the end of the book. So I don't really read self-help books, but I think that was the first one I read, but I would say that it was a good one, and I think it was just emotional in that sense, but I don't really read like emotional fiction books, so.
Which is the wrong way to go, because I love a sad book. I love crying. I would say the saddest book I read this year, so the most emotional, is 1,000 Broken Pieces, which is
I heard the first one was
second book to 1,000 Boy Kisses, which I love that one. That one was 5 stars, and that one also made me cry. But I read this one this year, and this is also very sad and emotional. It's following her younger sister in the first book, from the first, like the younger sister of the girl in the first book, and because she's just so depressed after losing her sister, she goes on this like retreat for like sad people or like broken people, I guess, and like she meets this guy Kale. I don't really remember anything about Kale. Oh yeah, he also, like, they all have like traumatizing events happen to them, and it's just like they're trying to piece themselves back together. And it's like a really cute thing because like they're going around the world, I think, or like they go to different locations, and it's just we follow different people who have gone through different things, and it was beautifully sad, and I cried, and I love crying when I read.
I love that for you. Favorite book cover of the year? I'm gonna go with the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I did get this from Half Price Books, so ignore the sticker because it's not cute. But overall, it's so cute, right? So this is part of the Dream Harbor series, and all of the book covers are so cute. This is not my favorite book in the series. I think it's the one I'm reading now, The Gingerbread Bakery. I think that one's going to be my favorite in the series. But this was a really good debut novel, and I like this cover in particular because it's very like fall themed and aesthetic, and I read this book in October, so just the vibes were really good, and it's so cute. You can like see all the detail and like the foliage. I'm like obsessed with all the covers. They look so cute together. And I got the Dream Harbor puzzle I gave it, so I will be building that soon.
Mine also is like a series that I love the covers of, and so this one specific is Games Untold by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and it's like silver and gold, and it has like the sword and like all the little pieces. This one's a in-between book between Inheritance Games and the Grandest Games series, and this is like short stories, and I did really like this book, but it was my least favorite in the series just because it's not like a full book. But I loved the story about Toby and Avery's mom, like that whole story. But it's just a bunch of short stories. But I don't know, I love the covers on all of the books, and I thought this one was pretty with the gold and the silver.
Best series you started or finished? I'm going with Shatter Me. I finished the series in the beginning of the year. There only like there's like so many books and like a lot of novellas. Only 2 of the books are 5 stars, but I think basically like the whole series is like it's like a 4-star series. It's so good, and it has the perfect amount of dystopian and romance and side characters. And I actually really did like the novella. Some people say that you don't have to read them, but I like them because you get different perspectives from side characters. It makes you like more side characters more than others, gives you backstory, really shapes the love triangle that was going on in the beginning of the series. And the last part of the series was kind of like, there was like the original trilogy and then like the second trilogy, which kind of continued the story. So they're kind of like 2 different stories in itself, but all of it was really good. And I did remember actually crying a lot in this series. So maybe this could be it. This is because she forgot who he was. Oh my god, it was so emotional. Okay, so but this series is so good. It's the best series I finished for sure.
I grabbed the book that I read this year, not the first book, but the book I read this year is Glorious Rivals from the same series I was just talking about. Also look at the cover again, one of my favorite covers. But I read this one this year. This is the second book in the spin-off series from the Inheritance Games, like I said. And the Inheritance Game is like basically this really rich guy dies, and at the reading of his will, this random ass girl who has no connection to him, or so she thinks, gets like basically everything he owns, which is crazy. And his like grandkids are like, why the fuck is she getting all this money? So that's the first 3 books in the Inheritance Game series, just like why. The second series is I think called The Grandest Games, and this is the second book, and basically in this series she hosts, like with all this extra money she hosts these games every year where it's like a puzzle game, because like that's the whole series is about like solving puzzles, and like the winner gets a bunch of money. But in this book it's like there's just so much going on and all the characters, and I don't even know how to describe freaking anything from these books, and I honestly don't even know what's going on half the time, but I just eat it up. I eat up all the romance, and I know a lot of people don't like this series, the spin-off, but I love it. It's so good, and I can't wait for the 3rd book.
Yes. A book you wish more people talk about. Mine is Wash Day Diaries. That's the cover. By Hamala Rouser and Robin Smith. So this is an adult graphic novel, and I got this recommendation from Shaughnessy, booktuber bestie. She recommends a lot of diverse reads, so I knew that I wanted to read it. It follows these 4 women, and they all have their own story, and it's just so fun because it's like has adult characters, and it's an adult graphic novel, which is really fun because a lot of the graphic novels are YA usually. So this was really fun, and I think more people should read it. I honestly wish there was more, and I wish it was longer. That was like the complaint that I had with it. Like I wanted like to keep reading about their stories, or like expand the friend group or something. I really liked it, and I think I read this on my iPad. So yeah, it's so good.
Mine is The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. So, I read all of the Abby Jimenez books that we have over the summer. The only one that I previously read was the Happy Ever After playlist, which is technically the second book in this standalone series. And so I always hear about that book, which I liked, but this book, I loved this book, The Friend Zone. It's like a very interesting plot. She is like dating this like military man, so they don't like talk to each other that often because like obviously he's busy, and then this guy starts becoming like her handyman, and apparently he's like the best man at some wedding or whatever. I don't remember that part, but and like she's like attracted to him, but she's like obviously like we can't do anything because like I'm dating this guy, but she like still loves this guy, but like then she's like this guy, and then like but it's hard because like she can't really talk to her boyfriend, and like they've been a little distanced, and it's good because there's no cheating, which is good, but also it is kind of important to read the series in order because something that happens in this book is like the president for the second book, but whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I knew it was coming, but still it was shocking. But yeah, I don't hear anything about this book. I always hear about her other books, which I do love as well, and they're all really good, but I feel like this one also deserves the hype because I really enjoyed this book a lot.
Yes. And our last question is, you set reading goals and did you reach them? So I'll talk about like one goal that I met and one goal that I didn't meet that I'm saving or we're gonna redo again next year. So one goal that I met was the amount of books that I read this year, and I wanted to read, like space it out and read 3 books a month, which I did, and I'm gonna finish my 3rd book for December soon, so then I'll have 36 books read by the year. And I think spacing out was really nice because I noticed that like I don't really like to binge books, but I also don't like to read books over like too long a period of time. So I feel like averaging like 10 days for a book is like perfect for me, and it kept me like in a good reading flow, and like I wanted to read more. And it kind of gives like a good like deadline for each date or each book, but not rushing it. So I was really happy with that. And then one goal that I want to reach next year is reading 25% of my physical TBR. I feel like the books that I bought this year just kind of canceled out the books that I read. So I feel like my TBR is like still the same. And next year I'm hoping to just read some more books. I got a Kindle for Christmas, so I'm hoping that helps with not buying as many books. And I also just want to read the ones that I have. So that's my reading goal for next year.
The only goal I set is just like the amount of books I want to read in the year, like because I have like Goodreads, and then I also got Fable this year. And okay, I'm literally losing my mind because I feel like I set it at 35, but it's like saying 40, but I don't know if that's because I set next year I want to do 40. I don't know.
Okay.
But right now I'm at 34 books, so I'm gonna reach 35. I don't think I'll do 40. I binge read over the last week like 4 books in 4 days. But yeah, so I'm like I was in this freaking slump this year with school and whatever. Any free time I just took a nap. So my semester I have less classes, but I'm gonna work more. So, but maybe like instead of napping, I can try to read more. So, I'll hit my 35 goal, but if my goal is 40, I don't even know what my goals are. So sure, but yeah, so I'll hit 35 for sure because I still have a few days to read. One book.
And that is all for our book video.
Everyone go pirate Heated Rivalry if you don't have HBO. I don't have it, but I'm logged into a friend's account, so I can't share my account with you guys, unfortunately.
And let us know what kind of videos you want us to make in the new year. We're hoping to make some more.
Yeah, but that's everything, and we'll see you guys next video.
Zapatos.